Let's go now to some spurious claims from the ABC journalist who at the weekend accused two National Party MPs of abandoning their electorates at the height of the flooding emergency, which has seen, very sadly, the drowning deaths of several residents on the New South Wales mid-north coast. Have a listen to this.
I think the other thing that's probably really important to regional communities is that they have a local member who's there when their electorate is, for example, flooding. So I went through this earlier today. I went and checked. So on Wednesday afternoon, there was a 63-year-old man in Moto, that's near Tyree, that's in Alison Penfold's seat, the National. He died. On Thursday morning, the body was recovered of a man in his 30s in Rosewood, that's in her seat as well. On Thursday afternoon, that's when we had the press conference from the Nationals in the hall, just to go over that timeline. A 60-year-old woman died in her car near Coffs Harbour in this flood. That's in Pat Conahan's seat of Cowper. I think the important thing is that when you're in opposition, it's also still your job to be a local member and represent your communities and to be there for them.
You are kidding me. The ABC has since been forced to, of course, apologise for that, rightly so, because it turns out that both of these MPs were hard at work in their flood-impacted communities, trying to support small business and families who were bearing the brunt of the disaster. And I'm very pleased to say that one of those MPs, Nationals member-elect for the seat of Lyne, Alison Penfold, joins me now. Well, I tell you what, Ali, you've been around politics for some time. You're now an elected MP or member-elect for the seat of Lyne. It's pretty grim when the ABC or anyone's playing politics with a flood and, of course, in your case, the deaths of residents.
Yeah, look, I can't tell you how hurtful the comment was. I actually had been in Wingham that morning, talking to businesses that have been flood affected, and I had intended to continue on to some houses. I got a phone call to hear that, this journalist, I've never met her. In fact, I'd never heard of her until yesterday, had not even bothered to call me before making these sorts of comments. While, I've been hard at work, and as has Pat, in the electorate. We live here, we know people affected. What was particularly painful for me is that I'd been into a community called Coopanook, which is north of Taree. It was in fact as far south as I could get when the flood was hitting, because the highway was cut off. And I'd gone in the morning after the gentleman had passed away. I'd been asked to bring down some milk and bread, and I'd been told about this incident, and I wanted to go and see the daughter of the gentleman who passed away, but the community said, look, she's so raw, you can't go. So look, I felt the pain of the families that have been affected by this flood, and to be somehow then shamed, my reputation tarnished for doing something that I hadn't done, that I've been doing exactly the opposite, being there in my community, and also in a context where, whilst the public think that I'm elected, I haven't been declared. I have no resources. I'm, as you said, a member-elect. So, look, I'm pleased the ABC took steps to apologise. I know it's from the ABC and not the journalist in question, but it's an apology all the less, and I just want to get on with the job and be out there supporting people who need me.
All right, I want to know then, how's your community coping, and what does your region need? Because, I mean, government turns up, I saw the PM and others up there, fine, but they're sort of scratching around, putting some piecemeal offers on the table. Some are saying it's grants, others saying loans are being contended. What do you actually want and need?
Well, look, right now we're in a clean-up phase, and I've been saying for a few days we need boots, not suits. We need boots on the ground, and we need heavy machinery. Yesterday I was out at a dairy property just outside of Taree, and the debris that's been pushed through from the force of the water was up to the level of the roof of a house. It had destroyed sheds, and also mud and sludge metres deep across paddocks, and rocks strewn across paddocks. Today, I was in another community called Croki, which is right on the Manning River, and that is just, my boots sunk into mud to ankle depth. They need the sort of equipment that can move lots of big logs and trees, can move that sort of mud to somewhere, I don't know where, but it has to be moved so people can get on with their lives. I was with one lady today. She's got nowhere to try and salvage her goods because there's just nowhere on the ground to put it. It's just mud. So, look, in terms of cleanup, I know that there's been 70 ADF personnel and 100 Disaster Relief Australia personnel. I'm pleased there is a response. Is it the right response? We are some, 4 or 5 days before they'll get here into the cleanup. So it needs to be the right response now with where the local community's at with the work that they've been doing. Look, and then in terms of the recovery, it is early days. There is assistance available through the New South Wales Government, the Reconstruction Authority, and of course through the federal government income support. But I'm out talking to farmers, oyster farmers today, businesses. We have a long way to go, and this government better dig deep because this community had a major flood only just under 5 years ago. A lot of people still haven't recovered. There's a lot of pain and a lot of need here, and we need the government to step up, governments to step up and really help these communities.
Well, I know you're going to take the fight to them when you get down to Canberra. Thank you for joining me, Ali. Great to have you on the show.